Hello, chat. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. And today, Konami has done what Konami loves to do. They gave us a skill that was literally, I had it worked out. It was literally a one card Buster Dragon and Dragon Destroyer Swordsman with the Super Poly combo. It was going to be amazing. The best Buster Blader skill we've ever seen. And what did they do? They ruined it. They ruined it, and I can't believe it. So, here's the skill, Bane of Darkness. This is the skill. It's exactly like it was when it was leaked, except for one crucial detail. So, Bane of Darkness. You can only use the skill's second and third effects once per duel. You cannot special summon level 2 or higher monsters except for level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monsters and Buster Blader monsters, but you can normal summon and set Dark Magician and Buster Blader without tributing. So, when this card was leaked, when the skill was leaked, it said except for the extra deck. That has been removed. You cannot special summon level 6 or higher, or level 2 or higher monsters from the extra deck. So, I don't know why Konami said, you know what? It doesn't matter what they Xyz summon. It doesn't matter what they Link summon. They keep doing this. They keep saying you can play whatever Link monsters you want in every single deck. They're just like, play all the Xyz monsters you want. Play all the Link monsters you want. But don't you dare synchro summon anything that we tell you you can't. I don't get this. Synchro monsters suffer because they have a level. It's so dumb that they keep doing this. So they literally say, Link summon. Xyz summon. It's fine. But you can't synchro summon unless it's a Dark Spellcaster. So we can't make the Buster Dragon, even though it's in the archetype, even though it's a Buster monster. It's not a Buster Blader monster. So we're locked out of it, which means that we can't do anything that the skill is that we are playing for. Nothing. It's not a Buster Blader skill at all. It is literally just Dark Paladin, and that's it. Second effect of the skill, shuffle one card from your hand into the deck, reveal one Dark Magician from your hand, play Buster Blader face down, its battle position can be changed. And third effect, during the turn that you normal summon Dark Magician, add Polymerization and Diffusion Wave Motion from outside your deck to your hand. Diffusion Wave Motion is a spell card that lets your Dark Paladin or your Dark Cavalry attack everything and do piercing and negate effects. And it's a spell card basically so that you have more cards to discard for either Dark Cavalry or Dark Paladin because they both require discards. It's bad. It's a bad skill. So here we go. Here's the deck. 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. It draws you Dark Magician. 3 copies of Buster Blader. It's a free normal summon. It's a free card that you can play with it from the deck with the skill. You need it for fusion summoning. 3 copies of Dark Magician. The skill is basically worthless if you don't draw Dark Magician. 3 copies of Successor Soul. This is basically just Battle Chronicle but worse. So I mean, you can play whatever you want. You have 3 copies of Dark Magician in the deck, so you're just going to Successor Soul. We're playing Crackdown, so we can crack down Successor Soul, summon the Dark Magician. That's good removal. 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle, because we're playing Dark Magician anyway, and 2 copies of Eternal Soul. So there's the deck. You just summon Dark Magician. You probably should play the Dark Magicians, so that you can so that you have a target if you don't have Buster Blader, but you have like the Apprentice Illusion Magician and the Dark Magician. So yeah, extra deck the Dark Magicians so that you can make it off of exactly these 2. Dark Cavalry, Dark Magician plus a Warrior gains 100 attack for each spell and trap on the field and in the graveyards. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card on the field as a quick effect, you can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. That's not once per turn. So as long as you have cards to discard, you can keep negating cards that destroy or target your Dark Cavalry, and then every spell and trap that goes to the graveyard, including the cards that you discard, is going to make your Dark Cavalry stronger. It's a hard card to get rid of. Very good option. Like, Dark Cavalry Turbo is fine, but the question is, like, is it good enough right now? And probably not. Dark Paladin requires Dark Magician and Buster Blader. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. The card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve the effect. So if your opponent Book of Moons your Dark Paladin in response to you activating Dark Paladin's effect, the spell card will not be negated. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. Number 11, Big Eye, requires 2 level 7s. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 monster your opponent controls, and take control of that monster, but this card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. It's very easy to get 2 level 7s on the board. That's fine. Because the skill allows you to set your Buster Blader from your deck and then normal summon your Dark Magician. Rank 7 Turbo is really, really easy. It's just really frustrating that rank 7 Turbo is allowed and not Synchro. I don't get it. Ebon Illusion Magician requires 2 level 7s. You just can Xyz summon it and then detach 1 to summon Dark Magician from your deck. Then when Dark Magician attacks, you can banish another card. It's pretty good. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon cannot be destroyed while it has Xyz material. While it has Xyz material, each time your opponent activates a card or reflect, burn them for 250. If your opponent drops their life points for some reason, you're just like, okay, well, they can't do much without burning themselves to death. You can just make Red Eyes Flare Metal. Or if you think you're like going up against Orcust, or if you're up against one of those floor decks that use a ton of card effects in one turn, you can just be like, okay, well, here's Flare Metal. Good luck, and see if they burn themselves to death, which they very well could if you have cards like Crackdown and Successor Soul to slow them down. And then Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix. It's possible that you want to play one copy of the Protector Whelp because even though you can't really make good Buster Blader cards, you could because this is basically, it lets you summon a Buster Blader from your hand. So you could potentially summon a Dark Magician, summon Buster Blader from your deck, then link them off, pitch the trap card that lets you fusion summon, then special summon Buster Blader from your hand and link this card and Buster Blader off to make a link 3, and then you have both Buster Blader and this Dragon card in the graveyard, which would allow you to make Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. That's potentially, I guess, that's what they're supposed to do. Just make just forget about the Whelp and the fusion card and just make it with this combo. But that requires you to have Dark Magician and Buster Blader in your hand, and then another Buster Blader in your deck. That seems like such a... And then you have to have the trap card as well, not in your hand, in your deck. So it's it seems really bad. And there's not really a Link 3 that you want to make going first either. You could make Decode Talker, I guess, but what does that do for you? So, I don't know. I don't think that Decode Talker, Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, when you don't have the Buster Dragon to make all your monsters dragons, is worth it. The combo exists, there you go. If you want to play the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, if you happen to have Buster Blader and Dark Magician in your opening hand, then you can make it that way. But then you don't have a way to make all your opponent's monsters dragons. So I guess you're running 3 copies of DNA Surgery in that case. I don't know what they would expect us to do. I really don't. I guess they want us to hard draw the Destruction Sword Fuseman and the DNA Surgery and just normal summon Buster Blader and pass. I just don't get it. This deck could have been so much better. But whatever. So here's the version that I came up with that's the best with the skill as it is. And let's take a look at the replay. Alright, so we're going first against Blue Eyes. Opening hand is Eternal Soul, Double Crackdown, and Apprentice Illusion Magician. So we're going to discard the Eternal Soul, summon the Apprentice Illusion Magician, draw Dark Magician. Then we'll normal summon Dark Magician, and we'll activate the skill. We draw the Polymerization and the Diffusion Wave Motion. At this point, I was just like, oh, I should put the Dark Magicians in this deck. So that's where that came from. But I didn't have it, so I just set both my Crackdowns and pass. It's my opponent's turn. They're going to normal summon Dragon Spirit of White and banish 1 Crackdown, which is fine. Activate Piercing the Darkness, and then tribute. They use the skill to get their Successor Soul, and then they don't use it for some reason. Instead, they'll just tribute the Dragon Spirit of White to special summon the Blue Eyes, which they can't Successor Soul with. Activate Necro Valley, set 2, and they're going to attack with their Blue Eyes. We will crack down. Our turn. We draw Buster Blader, Polymerization, fuse into the Dark Cavalry so that we don't have to worry about Crackdown. Battle, attack directly, and there you go. So that's the deck. Just Dark Cavalry Turbo, Dark Paladin Turbo if you have to worry about spell cards that don't target, I guess. And you can normal summon Buster Blader, I guess. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry. I don't usually have like anger or frustration on these videos, so I know that this is kind of out of character for me. But I was so hyped for this deck, and it's like been completely ruined. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the deck guide. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.